Hey guys, how are you doing? Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV, and we're right about to get started with a little bit of Nolan Ryan using the out of production 1974 Stratomatic set. This is the advanced set, and I actually was able to, I think, get all the players originally carded except for, is Epstein playing? Uh, Epstein is not playing, so I think I have all the cards. Um, the actual original cards. Usually, I have to use nameless players, or I have to, you know, make players from scratch, or on and on and on. In this case, I was able to find every single player. It's going to be California at Fenway in Boston, 1974. Nolan Ryan. This is his number. I believe this is his seventh start. Now, originally, this was going to be 5 games, right? Just to get a feel for his walks. What was it like? Because he had almost 6 walks per game, and I added up the 6 games that I played so far, and it's I think 5.6 walks per game. His ERA is 2.52. His actual ERA for the 1974 season was 2.89. In our replay right now, it stands at 2.52. And I was telling you about the walks per game. In reality, I believe it was 5.6. In the replay, it's 5.7. Today he's going to be facing Boston. What did he do in this game? So Ryan had 7 starts in April 1974. He had a start April 5th, April 9th, April 12th, the 16th, the 20th, and this is, the 26th, and now his last start, his 7th start of April against Boston. This was a complete game. He gave up 6 hits, 6 earned runs, 7 walks, and 15 strikeouts. Now, in the last game that he pitched, start number 6 for us, he had 13 strikeouts, which is the most since opening day, where he had 11 strikeouts and he pitched a shutout. He's got 2 shutouts, including a 1-hitter, the 3rd start of the season. This is his 7th start, and this will be the Boston Red Sox at Fenway. So there's no ballpark effects in this early Stratomatic Advanced. It's still a boatload of fun. It's a blast for sure. We're going to have Reggie Cleveland facing the California Angels to start the game. Let's look at the lineups real quick. All right, for the Angels, it's Mickey Rivers in center field, followed by Denny Doyle, the second baseman. He actually is a pretty good second baseman at a 2. Mickey Rivers is a 3 in center field with a +2 arm, so not very good. You got Bobby Valentine in left field, and he's a 4 left fielder, so not very good. Frank Robinson is the DH, batting cleanup. Batting 5th is Bob Oliver. He's at third base. He is a 4 third baseman. Morris Nettles, a left-handed outfielder, playing right field today. He's a right fielder of a 3 with a +1 arm. Next batter, batting, 7th, is Tommy McCraw, and he is at first base. He is a 2 first baseman, so not too bad, right? You got Ellie Rodriguez at catcher, a 2 with a -2 arm, so he's pretty good. And you got Dave Chalk, terrible shortstop, at a 4, and he will be batting 9th. Of course, on the mound is the Ryan Express, Nolan Ryan, and this is his 7th start of the season. Let's check out the lineups for the Boston Red Sox. And for the Boston Red Sox is Rick Miller, the center fielder, leading off. He's playing center, so he's a 1 in center field, so they consider him one of the top quality center fielders. Doug Griffin is at second base. He is a 2, so not too bad. Pretty good, Doug Griffin. Batting 3rd is Cecil Cooper, the left-handed hitting first baseman, Batting 3rd is Cecil Cooper at first base. He's a 4. Carl Yastrzemski is cleanup in left field. He's a 1 with a -2 arm, so he's at the top of his class in left field. He's actually a pretty good first baseman as well at a 2. Rico Petrocelli, the third baseman, also pretty good at a 2. Batting, 6th is Dwight Evans, the right fielder. in right fielder. He's a 1 with a -3 arm. So even early on, 74 is already respected for that arm. Batting 7th is a guy named Dick McAuliffe, lefty. He will be playing, looks like third base, and he's not very good. He's a 4. Batting 8th is Carlton Fisk, the catcher. He is a 1, 0 arm. And then next is Mario Guerrero, shortstop 3. He is batting 9th. Of course, the American League, starting in 73, has the DH. All right, guys, we're in the bottom of the second inning. I had an issue with the first inning and a half, and I lost the footage. So we're going to start it from the bottom of the second. It was Rico Petrocelli who singled off Ryan, and then he went to third on a single by Dwight Evans. Dick McAuliffe, we played back because it's early in the game, so they give up the run to prevent the big inning. So what we did was we played back, and a ground ball to shortstop allowed a run to score. So Dick McAuliffe picked up an RBI, and that grounded is short. Now Nolan Ryan is facing Carlton Fisk, and let's do it. Stratomatic, 1974 out of production. It's Ryan, 4 and an 8, and that'll be a strikeout. So Ryan blows a fastball by Fisk, and he hits bat to the bench with the bat on his shoulder. And next is Mario Guerrero. Nolan Ryan checks in for the sign, sets and deals, and it's a 2 and a 2, and that's popped up foul territory. Catcher Ellie Rodriguez, he's there and puts it away. So a run comes in against Ryan on 2 hits, and we go to the top of the third. Reggie Cleveland will face Ellie Rodriguez here in the top of the third. 1-0 Boston at Fenway, and it's a 1 and a 7, and that'll be a strikeout. So a curveball gets Rodriguez, and he goes down on strikes. And next is Dave Chalk, and that's a 1 and a 10, and that'll be, he gets plunked, gets hit by the pitch, and he'll walk to first base, and he's not rubbing it. Here's Mickey Rivers, Mick the Quick, and he's a B, hit and run. We're going to try a hit and run, and it's a 7 on a B, hit and run, and a 7 will be a batter misses pitch, roll 20-sided die for the steal, and that is a 4, so he probably steals it. I'm going to say he does steal it, and then we'll double check in a second. So Rivers swings and misses. There goes Chalk. He is a C. No, he is a C stealing, and a C will be 1 to 11. Mickey Rivers is at the plate with 1 out. Runner on second. Let's get these. Try to get these into the picture a little bit better. There we go. All right. Classic OOP 74 cards. Mickey Rivers with a 4 against a lefty, a 4 and a 5, and that'll be bounced to second base. This will get Chalk up to third. So it is a ground ball to Doug Griffin, who throws out the speedy Mickey Rivers by half a step. Boy, that Mickey Rivers can fly. Call him Mick the Quick for a reason. Here's Denny Doyle, who popped up to the right side to the first baseman. That's going to be a 1 and a 7. That's popped up middle infield. It's the shortstop. Guerrero and Griffin, they come together, and it's the shortstop Guerrero who makes the catch. No runs, no hits. Rick Miller. Ryan with the pitch. It's a 1 and an 8, and that'll be 1 to 9 single. It's a 19, so that's lined and caught by the second baseman, Denny Doyle. Okay, Doug Griffin is up. I'm sorry. All right, Griffin grounded out the second baseman. Pitch from Ryan. Ryan has only 1 strikeout so far, 1 strikeout and a walk so far. And that'll be, he's a righty, so that's a 5 and a 7. That'll be ball 4. That's the second walk of the game. So Ryan with a second walk. Griffin takes ball 4, trots down at first. Cecil Cooper up. He bats from the left side. Here's a pitch, And that's a 2 and an 11, and that is a ground ball shortstop B, which is going to go to the second baseman for the forced no throw to first, as Griffin, a hard-nosed player, goes in tough to second base and prevents the throw to first. You could do that back then. And here's Carl Yastrzemski. 1 on, 2 out. Pitch to Carl. It's a 1 and an 8, and that's going to be line base hit to right. And with 2 outs, we'll hold. I'm not going to risk it. And even though Cecil Cooper's 1 to 14, and right fielder is Nettles, I'm not going to risk it. I'm not going to risk it. I want to be thrown out of third with 2 outs. All right, so we do have a man in scoring position, and it's going to be Rico Petrocelli up. It was not easy getting these extra players. I had to kind of reach out to my community, my brethren. And that's a 3 and an 8. And an 8 is going to be bounced to short, easy play for Chalk, who flips to second base for the force to end the inning. So no runs, a hit. 2 left. And top of the 4th coming up is going to be Bobby Valentine, who bats third, Frank Robinson, and Bob Oliver. So I guess by this point, Bobby Valentine is somebody, right? He's batting third on a major league team, so they have high hopes for him. It's a 2 and a 9er, and that's going to be a triple-double splits with a 2, and that's going to be down the line into the corner, and it bounds away from the left fielder Yastrzemski. Around second is Valentine. He's going to try for 3, and the throw not in time, so a leadoff triple for Bobby Valentine. Wow, a 2 and a 9 gives him a triple. So he must have had a bunch of triples that season. All right, Frank Robinson, and we're going to play the infield. It's 1-0. We're going to play the infield in. And that is a 6 and a 7, ball 4, so he walks. So Cleveland loses Robinson. That puts runners on first and third. Again, we're playing the infield in. Bob Oliver, and that is a 2 and a 2, and that's right back to the pitcher. Right back to the pitcher, and on this one, what does it say? An A, runner on third holds. Other runners would advance 1 base. So it's 1, 2, 3. So it's 1 to 3. Going to second is Robinson. Holding at third is Valentine. So a one-hop laser right back to the pitcher. And Reggie Cleveland looked at third and quickly threw to first to get the first out. So it's second and third down. We're going to hold the infield in. Morris Nettles is up. Here's a pitch, and that is a 4. He's a lefty. A 4 and a 3 is a ground ball first X with an 8. Our first baseman, Cecil Cooper, is a 4. So... and that's going to be a 4. So what does it say at the bottom? No runners are forced. Runners hold. Wait. Oh, we have the infield in, though. Hold on. We have the infield in. And we got to look at this one here. Got to look at that one. Out. Runner on third holds. Okay. So it's a ground ball. No error. Runner on third holds. Cecil Cooper looks at third, holds Valentine, and here's Tommy McCraw. Tommy McCraw. Reggie Cleveland checks in with Fisk, sets and deals. And that is a 3 and a 9er against a righty, and that's going to be strike 3. Blows a fastball by him. No runs, 1 hit. That leadoff triple is stranded. Next is Dwight Evans, who singled earlier in the game. And that's a 5 and an 8, and he's a righty, so a 5 and an 8 is a strikeout. Fastball gets Evans 1 down. That is strikeout number 2, so he only has 2 strikeouts and 2 walks in this game. Keep track of those. Here's Dick McAuliffe. He also he grounded out and drove in a run. That's a 3 and a 10, and that's a fly out to right field. Backing up a couple steps is Nettles, and was playing in, and now backs up 2 steps and makes the grab. So McAuliffe flies out to left. They were telling me that left-handed hitters fly out to right and right-handed hitters fly out to left the other day. That's what the data shows. Here's Carlton Fisk, and that's a 5 and an 8, and he's a righty, a 5 and an 8. Struck him out. Number 3. 3 up, 3 down. Top of the 5th. Here we come. 1-0 Boston here at Fenway, 1974. This was played April 30th, 1974. Where were you? All right, Ellie Rodriguez, he struck out. 1, 2, 3 strikeouts so far, and 1 walk and a hit by pitch for Reggie Cleveland. And that is a 5 and a 7. He's a righty, so that'll be a strikeout. So number 4. Next is Dave Chalk with a 6 and a 9. And that's a bouncer to second. And on that 10, a 2-10 is the play that he makes. 2 down. And Mickey Rivers, Mick the Quick. So for 2 today. He's a lefty, so it's a 6 and a 3, and that's a bangs 1 to second. And with the 6, if he's a 4, it's a single, and he's a 2, so he'll make the play, and that'll end the inning. So 3 up and 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 5th. All right, it's a 5 and a 3 against a righty, and that'll be a ground ball to third, 18. Our third baseman's Oliver's a 4, so 18 will be a ball that he plays and throws out. Throws out Guerrero for the first out of the inning. Rick Miller, a 1 and a 2, which is going to be a drive to right down the line. If it stays fair, it's gone, and that ball is a home run. Rick Miller connects with a 325-foot home run down the line, and it stayed fair. 2-0 Red Sox. Pesky pole, right inside the pesky pole. The first time I ever had a chance to say that. Doug Griffin. It's a 4 and a 5. And that's a strikeout, number 4 for Ryan. So he's picking up his strikeouts. Blows a fastball by Griffin, who didn't have a chance. And here's Cecil Cooper. He's 0 for 2. And that's a 3 and a 9er, and that's line base hit to right. So a 2-out single for Cecil Cooper. Next is Yastrzemski, who's a 1 out there. We'll write that in. Carl Yastrzemski with 2 out and 1 on. Pitch from Ryan, that's a 6 and a 10. And that's going to be a catcher X with a 6. Catcher X with a 6. Ellie Rodriguez is a 2, and that's a little nubber in front of the plate. Ellie Rodriguez pounces on it, fires the first, gets a good angle, and that retires the side. So 1 run on 2 hits. And top of the 6th, Doyle, Valentine, and Robinson. We're going to play, remember, like, and subscribe my channel. This is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Remember, join Universal Baseball Association Facebook group and like and subscribe. Like I said, a little bit later, I will be recording the 1973 World Series using Stratomatic. I did 3 games online, and there's been guys that have been watching that series, and they've been asking me, a couple of guys over time have asked me if I did Game 4. I'm going to do Game 4. It's Matlack versus Holtzman, and I will finish that series. I may have finished that series off camera. I don't know what I did with it. Maybe got distracted and never finished it. Who knows? All right, so Denny Doyle leads off against Reggie Cleveland here in the top of the 6th. So you'll see that on my channel a little bit later. I'll try to set it up after this. I do have the 73 set. I didn't have it for a while. I had it, then I didn't have it. That's a 6 and a 7. He's a lefty, a 6 and a 7, and that is bounced through the hole into right for a leadoff single. Remember, the Angels are down by 2, so they need a little offense. Here's Bobby Valentine. He's a good hit and run guy. I'm not going to do it again. I think I've done it already a couple times. He's just going to swing away, and that's a 6 and an 11. He's a righty. A 6 and 11 is a ground ball first baseman X. Our first baseman Cooper, we said, was a 4. So it's a 2, a 4 is a 2, and that's a base hit single, and that'll send past the diving Cooper. That'll send Doyle to third. So a range single. And let's just make sure Cooper was what we said he was. Yep. Frank Robinson is next. 6-7. And a 6 and a 7 is ball 4. So he walks. That's the second time he's walked, and that's going to load the bases for the Angels. So the Angels have something happening here. A big opportunity here to tie the game. And a 6 and a 7 is ball 4. So he walks. That's the second time he's walked, and that's going to load the bases for the Angels. So the Angels have something happening here. A big opportunity here to tie the game, to go ahead, to have a big inning, to at least get a run. They got the bases loaded, nobody out, with Big Bob Oliver, the first baseman, third baseman, right fielder. Got power, some kind of power there. I think 12 home runs or something like that, and that's a lot of power for 74. All right, Bob Oliver, bases loaded, infield's back. They're looking for the double play, and here's the pitch from Reggie Cleveland. And that's going to be a 6 and a 7 against a righty, and that's ball 4. He walks again. So Cleveland is having trouble with his control. The score is 2-1 now. Here in the top of the 6th. Still nobody out with the bases loaded. And it's going to be Morris Nettles. Now we're going to bring the infield in. Here's the pitch, and it's a 5 and a 7. 5 and a 7 would be popped up right side. First baseman Cooper, he's there, and makes the catch for the first out. So Morris Nettles fails to come up clutch here in a situation with the bases loaded, nobody out, where he needed a fly or at least a grounder to possibly get a run in. Tommy McCraw now, he's playing first base today. He's not a bad first baseman at a 2. And he will be facing Reggie Cleveland. And here's the pitch. That's going to be a 4 and an 8. And that's trouble. And that's a drive in the gap. And it's cut off by the center fielder. 1 run scores. And they're waving Frank Robinson around. And going to third is Oliver. And it's going to be a 2-run double here for Tommy McCraw. And that's what I love. I love these guys that aren't really starters. They show up one day. They're in the lineup, and all of a sudden they come up huge. All right, so Diego Segui is in the game against Ellie Rodriguez with runners on second and third, 1 out. Infield is in, and it was 5 1/3 for Reggie Cleveland. 5.1. Here's a pitch. Infield, like I said, is in with only 1 out. And that is if he's a righty, so that's a 4 and a 7, and that's ball 4. That's going to load the bases. So Segui comes in and walks Ellie Rodriguez. Dave Chalk with the bases loaded and 1 out. Infield is still in. Pitch from Segui. And that's a 5 and a 10. Single, 1 run scores, 2 runs score. And going to third is Chalk. I believe is Ellie Rodriguez. I saw a huge single by huge 2-run single, and the score now is 5-2 Angels. Wow. And runners on first and third. Infield is still in. Mickey Rivers, Mick the Quick. And that's a 2 and a 7 against a righty. A 2 and a 7. That's popped up middle infield, shortstop. Guerrero's there, puts it away for the second out of the inning, only the second out of the inning. So the Angels have batted around here in the top of the 6th. And it's Denny Doyle, the left-hander. He's 1 for 3, started all off with a single. And the pitch, and that's a 2 and a 4 against the righty, and he cracks one to center, and right there is Rick Miller. He puts it away, and that retires the side. Wow. So 5 runs come in on 1, 2, 3, 4. And we move to the bottom of the 6th inning. Nolan Ryan will be facing off against Petrocelli, Evans, and Dick McAuliffe. I remember Dick McAuliffe with the Detroit Tigers. I don't know if you do, but I do. I guess by 74, he's with the Boston Red Sox. It's a 2 and an 8, and that's a split double single with a 6. That's going to split the outfielder. So he drives one. It drives a Ryan fastball in the gap. That's going to split the outfield roll to the wall. Digging for second is Petrocelli. Takes a big turn and heads back to second base with a double. Here comes the throw. And it's Dwight Evans. Leadoff double against the Express. 5-2 Angels. They came up with 5 big runs in the top of the 6th against Cleveland and Diego Segui. That is a 5, and an 8 is a strikeout. Big K for Ryan. Blows a fastball by Evans, who swings and misses. Swings late. Here's McAuliffe, the lefty. And that is a 4 and an 11 ground ball third base. So 2 outs, and here comes Carlton Fisk, batting 8th in 1974. Still a fairly new player. I think it's his second year in the league. It's a 4 and a 10. And a 4 and a 10 is a ground ball second base. Second baseman is a 2 and a 14, and that's an out. He scoops it up, sidearms it to first, and Brian Doyle makes it look easy. No runs, a hit, 1 left, top of the 7th. Here we come, playing Nolan Ryan so far with how many strikeouts? 5 strikeouts, only 2 walks in this game. His last game, he had 2 walks and 13 strikeouts. But the game before that, he had 10 walks and 7 strikeouts. Here's a pitch. And that's 6. And he's a righty, so it's a 6 and a 9er, and that's bounced to second. Easy play for Griffin, 1 away. Frank Robinson is next. Robinson has got 2 walks and an out, made an out. Grounder. Pitch from Segui. That's a 5 and a 9er, and that's a drive over the center fielder's head. So he gets a hold of one and drives it deep. 1 hop off the wall into second base is Frank Robinson with a 1-out double. So Frank Robinson drives one. It's a 5-9er to right center field and played by the right fielder Evans, who gets it in. Bob Oliver's next. Pitch from Segui. And that is a 2-10, and a 2-10 will be a fly ball to left. Runner will hold. Gave me the question mark. Next is Morris Nettles with a 4 and a 5, and a 4 and a 5 is a fly out. Rick Miller, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Bottom of the 7th. Guerrero, Miller, and Griffin coming up against the Express. Nolan Ryan, start number 7 today against the Red Sox in Fenway. In actuality, he gave up 6 runs in this game. That's right, 6 runs in actuality, but here he's so far allowed only 2. Here's a pitch to Guerrero. It's a 4 and a 9er, and that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 6 for the Express. Rick Miller's up. He homered and walked, so he's 1 for 2 today. That's a 1 and a 9er, and that's line base hit. Single to center for Rick Miller. The speedy Miller won't be stealing here, down by 3 runs. Griffin, we're going to try hit and run again, see what happens. There he goes, and that's a 9, and a 9 with a B. Hit and run guy is a ground ball. Batter is safe. Lead runner is out. Oh, so they do. It hits right at the shortstop, who still can get the fielder's choice. So it's a 6-4 fielder's choice. And Cecil Cooper, 1 on, 2 out. Nolan Ryan checks in with Ellie Rodriguez for the sign. And he puts one down the pike. It's a 1-8. And that's a home run, 1-9. Otherwise, it's going to be a drive in the gap, and that's going to be off the wall, so almost a home run. But it's going to be a double, and runner will hold down by this many. Down by 3, they will hold. So it's second and third here in the 7th against Ryan. Here comes the lefty Carl Yastrzemski. The pitch from Ryan, it's a 6-9er, and that's going to be one single. 16 is lined and caught by the shortstop, Chalk, to end the inning. So no runs, 2 hit. That was exciting. Could have been a hit there on a 1. I was thinking about that the other day, how they do their splits and how they figure out, okay, we're going to give this guy a hit on a 1, and how they factor that into the whole batting average versus pitcher 50-50 system that they had, and so on and so forth. I couldn't figure it out. I'm just not that good at math. But that's pretty impressive how they did that. Whoever thought of that was pretty good at math, I think, in my view, but better than me at least. All right, here's Tom McGraw leading off the top of the 8th. Diego Segui is on the mound. He's got 3, so this is his 3rd. So we'll see what he does. That's a 6 and an 8 against a lefty, and that'll be a single to right. Leadoff single, the 2nd hit of the game for Tom McGraw. Next is Ellie Rodriguez. Pitch, and it's a 1 and a 10, and ground ball to short, goes to second for 1, back to first, not in time, so a fielder's choice. Ellie's on at first. Here's Dave Chalk. Chalk with an A bunter, he will square, and that's an 8. And that's a good bunt. So that'll send the catcher to second base into scoring position for Mickey Rivers. So Mickey Rivers has an RBI chance here. Pitch from Segui. And that's a 1 and an 11. And that's a ground ball second base up the middle. And oh, Griffin gets there, back on his feet, fires the first, and that retires the side. All right, so no runs, a hit, 1 left. Bottom of the 8th coming up, Ryan against Petrocelli, Evans, and McAuliffe. All right, here's the pitch. It's a 4. 4 and a 6 is a strikeout. So that is number 7 for the Express. Evans is next. And a 6 and a 7, and that's a line out to second base. Brian Doyle. Denny Doyle, excuse me. I think I called him Brian the other day, and somebody said, oh no, Brian was with the 78 Yankees. He was a different player. And I said, you're right. Denny Doyle. And here's Dick McAuliffe. Pitch to Dick McAuliffe. It's a 2 and a 9er, and that's bounced to first. Easy play for McCraw. 3 up and 3 down. Top of the 9th, here we come. 1974 out of production. Check out my other games. They're all a blast. With Ryan on the mound. Denny Doyle leads off, lefty hitter. So far today, he's 1 for 4. Makes sense, right? And that's a 3 and a 5 against the righty, a 3 and a 5. And that's a triple-double split with that ball being down the line into the corner, and that falls in there. Digging for second is Doyle. The throw, safe at second. Leadoff double. Denny Doyle. Bobby Valentine's next. Right-handed hitter. Here's a pitch, and that's a 5 and a 10. And that's going to be end home run. Against a righty. He's a W, so he will not be hitting a home run. It may be a single here. And an 11 is going to be a single RBI. So RBI single, that makes it 6-2 now, California. One more hit, and we got to pull Segui. Here's Frank Robinson. Pitch. Nobody out here in this inning. It's a 1 and a 5er, and that's a deep drive. Way back, right field. Looking up, left field. I'm sorry. Looking up is Yastrzemski, and that's gone. Over the green monster. 2-run shot, and that'll be it for Segui. Scoring ahead of Frank Robinson is Bobby Valentine. 8-2. Segui is out. Okay, so it's Rogelio Roger Moret. He will be pitching to Bob Oliver. Oliver today is 1 for 3 with a walk, RBI, and a single. Here's a pitch, and that's a 6 and a 5, and that'll be cracked to right. Over a couple of steps is Dwight Evans, and he makes the catch for the first out. Next is Morris Nettles, and that's a 2 and a 5, and that'll be ripped to short, scooped up by Guerrero. I keep on thinking Burleson, right? Keep on thinking Burleson, but he's soon to be coming up to play with the Red Sox. And now it's Tommy McCraw. That's the only player I remember ever playing shortstop for the Red Sox, besides Garciaparra. And it's a 1 and a 5 against a lefty, and that's a deep drive. And power. That's a deep drive against a lefty. And that ball, my friends, is gone. Home run for 1-5. Can't believe that. Against a lefty is a home run. 2-out home run, solo shot. That's the third home run of the game. So a solo shot with 2 outs make the score 9-2. And next is Ellie Rodriguez. Rodriguez today is 0 for 3. See if he picks up a hit, a 1-5. And a 1-5 is a roller to short, played easily by Guerrero, and he throws out Rodriguez, but 4 runs come in on 1, 2, 3, 4, including 2 home runs. 4 hits, including 2 home runs. Go to the bottom of the 9th. It's a blowout. See if Ryan can, this is his point of weakness inning, so let's see what happens. See if he can get through this game. Hopefully he can. All right, it's going to be Carlton Fisk leading off. Then we'll probably see a pinch hitter for Guerrero. Here's a pitch, and that's a 3 and a 2. And the 3 and a 2 is a pop-up left side, third baseman. Oliver, he's there for the first out. And we're going to just let Guerrero bat because I don't want to stop the video for that. It's a 6 and a 4. And against a righty, a 6 and a 4 is end home run. He is a W power, so it will be a single. So it will be a single for Guerrero. Next is Rick Miller. It's a 2 and a 9er, and that's going to be a base hit. Runner will hold, move up 1 base. So Ryan, 1 more base runner, and he's going to get replaced here. Here's Doug Griffin, and that's a 4 and a 4, and that's a catcher X with a 2. Catcher X, and that's going to be a out 5. Out 5 is what? Oh, this one has out 5. I don't know. What is an out 5? Oh, runner on third scores, others hold. The guide is a little bit different here. I have 2 different guides. This guy doesn't have that. It's weird. Okay, so runner goes to third, so it's basically a what did I say it was? A 2. All right, so runners advance. Little nubber in front of the plate. That's the second nubber today. There was a nubber, I think, on the top. That's unusual to have 2 numbers in the same game. All right, so now here comes Cecil Cooper with second and third, 2 outs, the pitch, and that's a 2 and a 2. See what happens there. And that's line and caught. Game over. Brian Doyle with the nice catch, goes up, brings it down. A little snow cone, complete game victory. I believe he's going to be 5 and 2 now. 5 wins, 2 losses. How many hits did he give up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 hits, 2 walks, only 2 walks. Strikeouts, 7 Ks. Gave up a home run, but that's not on here. No wild pitches, no hit by pitches. Earned runs, 2 earned runs. The gave up a home run somewhere. I just saw it up here. Solo shot. And another run came in on the grounder. So 2 runs. Final score is 9-2. Ryan, 9 innings pitched, 10 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, 9-2. Hits for the Angels. Let me see, 4, 9 hits for the Angels. No errors as far as I can see or I can remember. Nobody made an error in this game. And 10 hits for the Red Sox. Even though the Red Sox out-hit the Angels, they still lost by 7 runs. So that's interesting. This is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. I hope you enjoyed our presentation of Nolan Ryan's 7th start of the 1974 season. Keep on watching. Keep on giving me those thumbs up so I can continue this replay. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Take care.